Welcome back to the Sports News Analysis YouTube channel, your home for NFL talk here on YouTube. My name is Mike. Guys, I'm continuing version 3 of my 2014 NFL mock draft. This video is for picks 21 through 32. Be sure to check out the videos for picks 1 through 10 and 11 through 20 as well. We'll start with pick number 21, which belongs to the Green Bay Packers. The Packers, I've been going several different ways with them here in this first round. Ultimately, I don't think they take a tight end this early. I think they go on the defensive side of the ball, on the defensive line in particular, take a defensive tackle. And to me, the guy that they could be a nice fit for them is Rashid Hageman, the defensive tackle from Minnesota. I think he fits in their scheme nice. Yes, I know they took a defensive lineman in the first round last year, but I think he's a good fit for them. Hageman from Minnesota to the Packers at 21. At pick 22, you have the Philadelphia Eagles. Look, I think this is another situation where one of my top players on the board, Calvin Pryor, the safety from Louisville, is there for the Eagles at a very big need position for them. And, rather than explore the rather expensive free agent safety market, a guy like Pryor could fit in nicely there in Philadelphia. At pick 23, okay, you have the Kansas City Chiefs. And I thought one glaring weakness for the Chiefs, they plugged a lot of holes last offseason, obviously, with John Dorsey, winning Executive of the Year just shows that. I think they go younger at the receiver position this offseason. They start here, and they go with Marqise, the wide receiver from USC. A lot of people have him in the top 15. I don't think he's going to project to be that kind of player, but I think eventually he's a solid first-round pick, and you have Marqise there at 23 for the Chiefs. At 24, I have the Bengals. And the Bengals, to me, they need to bolster that secondary a little bit. All right, there's a combination of some aging parts in that secondary and also some guys who have underperformed. Jason Verrett, the cornerback from TCU, is a guy they could start in slot coverage. All right, because he's 5'10", 5'11". I think a guy even at that size that can play on the outside. You get a very solid, aggressive player that fits that defense well in Jason Verrett, the cornerback from TCU. Pick number 25 here, you have the San Diego Chargers. And look, the Chargers need help on the offensive line as a whole, probably more on the interior of the line than they do a tackle. But you can get a guy in Zack Martin that people are projecting more to be a tackle. They think he can play tackle now after his Senior Bowl practices, but a guy who has experience at the guard position as well. And I think if you can get a guy here, if you're the Chargers, at your biggest area of weakness, the interior of the offensive line, and also have a guy, by the way, who can play tackle if needed, I don't think you can pass up on this kind of guy. I think there's 5 tackles in this draft that are clear above the rest, and I think Martin is that 5th guy. So if they can get him, I think he's a value, especially, again, considering he can play guard as well. Zack Martin from Notre Dame. Pick number 26 belongs to the Cleveland Browns. I don't think they go running back here. I know a lot of people think they're going to go quarterback, running back. You look at Kyle Shanahan, his experience, he's been able to develop some running backs out of nowhere, okay? Guys picked late in drafts, guys as undrafted free agents. So if he has a say, I think he'd rather have, a solid guard. And to me, that solid guard is going to be David Yankey, the guard from Stanford. I have Gabe Jackson as my top-rated guard, but Gabe Jackson is a little bit heavy-footed. Okay, not as fleet of foot as David Yankey, who's not a speed burner, but he's able to fit, I think, better in that zone blocking scheme that Kyle Shanahan is going to bring. So David Yankey, the guard from Stanford. Pick number 27 belongs to the Saints. And I look at, especially with the cuts that happened yesterday on the defensive side of the ball, I look at Ryan Shazier from Ohio State as being a pretty natural fit in that Rob Ryan defense. They got a stud last year in Kenny Vaccaro at the safety spot. I think they should go to the well again on defense and get a guy like a Shazier. Again, another playmaker on defense. And that's when they were good in 2009. They had a lot of playmakers and a lot of guys who forced turnovers. Okay, and I think they need to get back to that kind of defense. They made strides last year, certainly, but I think Shazier could be a guy that could even take them to another level. Pick 28 belongs to the Panthers. I have them taking Odell Beckham from LSU. All right. You have Beckham and Landry, those 2 stud receivers from LSU. I have Beckham going first to Carolina. Look, Carolina is going to have a big need at wide receiver because you have an aging Steve Smith who's still playing well. But how long can you count on him for? And then you have Brandon LaFell and Ted Ginn are free agents. And a team with not a ton of cap space, especially if they want to make a run at re-signing Greg Hardy. So fill a need here, get another weapon for Cam Newton. get fellow SEC player Odell Beckham for Cam. Pick number 29 belongs to the Patriots, and I just think it's too good of a fit. I know a lot of people have Jace Amaro, the Texas Tech tight end, to the Patriots, and I do too. This is a Patriots offense that just does not have the weapons it once had. We know about the situation surrounding Aaron Hernandez. We know now about the apparent injury, prone nature of Rob Gronkowski. Jace Amaro is probably a guy on ability alone that would be a top 20 pick. Some concerns about his character, but those concerns tend to go away in a locker room like New England's. Jace Amaro, the tight end from Texas Tech, to the Patriots. Pick 30 belongs to the Denver Broncos. And the Denver Broncos, pick 30 belongs actually to the 49ers. I'll correct myself on that. The 49ers need help in the secondary. Late in the year, they did get carved up pretty good by some, by Matt Ryan comes to mind. Okay, and late in the season, they did have some trouble in pass defense. That's why I like, Marqise Roberson from Florida to be the pick here for them. He's a guy not many people have in the first round, but, if I'm going to have a cornerback after Verrett go in the first round, to me, Roberson's that next guy, and I think he can help right away with the 49ers. Pick 31 belongs to the Broncos, and Kony Ealy is the one guy I have falling because I just don't see a fit for him. I think he's a guy who's a top 20 prospect, but as always, one guy usually slips, and I have that guy being Kony Ealy, the defensive end from Missouri. I think he fits well in the Broncos' scheme. I think he'll team nicely with Terrence Knighton and the players they have in the middle. And remember, the Broncos got a lot out of some guys who have either not had much success in the NFL or some older players on that defensive line last year. Replenishing and getting younger players there I don't think would hurt. Kony Ealy, the defensive end from Missouri. And finally, I picked 32 guys, which belongs to the Seahawks. I expect Zack Miller with a $7 million cap number to be cut, by the Seahawks. And because of that, they'll have a need at tight end. And I think Austin Seferian-Jenkins from close by from the University of Washington is a good fit. He's a guy who's certainly accomplished as a receiver, but most notably, you can keep him on the field because he's a good blocker. And with the Seahawks, they like to run the ball. I think you see them upgrade at the tight end position. And then if not there, the guard position, I think the interior of the offensive line, they can improve. But again, I'll go with Seferian-Jenkins here at pick 32. Guys, let me know what you think. Hit me up in the comments. Hit me up on Twitter as well. That concludes version 3 of my mock draft. I'll be coming at you with multiple round mock drafts after the combine. Okay, be sure to check out all my other NFL related videos here on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe. Have a great day.